up, y'all? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Peace, y'all. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. What's up, y'all? It's me, Erica. We are down here, honey. We're down here to talk about Beverly Hills. Come on, you need to hurry up with your... I don't know what you got going down the street. You got an accordion. What is happening on the bike, honey? It looked like he was carrying an accordion or a keyboard or some kind of box. So what's going on, y'all? We are down here to talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Came on last night. It was really, really interesting. It was very interesting. Let's go ahead. All right, let's talk. Okay. All right, so let's go. Let me turn it down. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know you stopped by. We're down here, honey, okay? Now, let me turn it down. All right, so Wednesday night, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Let me turn the car off. Let's get the... We want to get the stuff going together. I can take my foot off the brake and stuff. So go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know you stopped by. Let me make sure I have my speaker on. What's going on, everybody? So Beverly Hills was pretty good last night. It kind of... I felt like it was quick. I felt like it went by fast. I felt like it was like a short episode. I don't know. They did a lot of Diana backstory. I don't think I'm really interested in Diana much at all. I do love her house, though. Every time they show her house, I'm with it. They start off where they left off. They're at Sutton's house still, and Sutton is letting everybody know that she thought that her and Diana were good. Lisa Rinna says, well, that's not what she took from it. I don't think that she gets the same thing. Now, I don't know if Sutton is playing a game. I don't know if she's playing a game. I don't know how or why she thought that. Maybe she was drunk. Because I'm like, I don't know why you thought that after that exchange you had with Diana, why you thought that the hug was genuine. Now, I don't think she really has a problem if she thinks that, because Diana said that later, like, you really have a problem if you thought that that was real. But at the same time, I'm like, there's no way that you thought that that was there's no way that you thought that that was a real apology or makeup or hug out or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I don't know about that. They go inside and they sit down. Erica's on her third drink. Garcelle is clocking her drinks. Because at the beginning of the day, she said, or at the beginning of the evening or the dinner, lunch, what are they having? Lunch? She said she was only going to have one drink, but she is on her third drink. So they're all sitting down inside. And I think a lot of us have seen this clip before. All last week we were talking about Garcelle tells Erica, let's just get right to it or whatever. And she explains to her that, first of all, you don't talk like that to anyone's kid, especially my kid. Everybody's looking like, what can you say? What can you say? Nobody can't say anything. But it's funny that Kyle seemed to be able to find a way to squeeze her way in there and be like, She always does that. She does that to Sutton and she does that to Garcelle. And that's what Garcelle means by jumping ship. It's like Cherie said, she needs you to stay neutral. You need to be quiet. I wasn't talking to you, Kyle. So be quiet, because Kyle makes a face, right? She's like, because, mixed with the alcohol and the pills, what's happening, right? What's going on? Your behavior is out of character. But Kyle and them, they see it as Erica opening up, right? They see it as Erica opening up. Erica apologized. She says, first of all, yes, I was wrong. I was talking to the kids like they were adults. I was talking to the kids like they were adults, and, I was wrong. But I want to let you know that it was not coming from a malicious place. So, I mean, if she was talking to an adult, like, get the fuck out of here, we probably wouldn't be like, oh my God, right? We'd probably be like, okay, she's just drunk. But to a kid, it's a different kind of impact. It could be a different kind of impact, right, on the child. So she apologized. Garcelle thanked her. um, Garcelle said, and I just wanted to speak about your sons and how well spoken they were, and they weren't off in the corner. That's what I said. Everybody last week took it like a race, like a microaggression, because a lot of the times, non-black people, when they hear black people speak, for some reason they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you speak so well. And that comes from this idea that we're dumb, which I I don't even know how you could even subscribe to the idea that black people are dumb and therefore can't speak. I just don't understand that. So it's always kind of an insult when someone turns around and says, oh my God, you're so articulate and you speak so well. It's like, what the fuck did you expect? But for children, I take it a different way, because some children are antisocial and they won't speak, or they will be in the corners, and now they have the phone. They have a phone. So Erica's point was to say that the children were like mingling with the adults. They were able to talk to the adults. They were able to have conversation. They were mature. So the well-spoken, like I said on Twitter, I don't have a problem with. I love a well-spoken child. I love when I speak to a child, they speak back clear. You can hear them. Their head is up. The voice is coming out of their throat. I don't like a mumbling ass kid. I don't. I don't. I don't like no mumbling ass kid. I just don't. So it is what it is. So I accepted her apology. Like last week, I know a lot of people were like, well spoken. It's like it is like it lights a lot of people up, and it can trigger a lot of people. But in this case, I didn't take it like that. I really took it as he's a well adjusted kid, like, and he's around here talking to everybody and stuff like that. Um, Kyle makes a face because, Garcelle brings up being on the boat drunk and everything like that. And so Kyle makes a face, and then Garcelle goes, what was that face about? To me, I would have ignored Kyle. I wouldn't have paid her no attention, but Kyle wanted some attention. So Garcelle gave it to her. What is that? Well, I'm just saying, it's like she's having fun. It's not, this has just happened twice. It's not something that's this and that. Kyle, that's what I'm talking about jumping ship. And she's like, what are you talking about? So then Cherie jumps in and she says, yeah, she just needs you to be neutral at this time. Like, don't say nothing. Just let the conversation go. But like I said, she did that with Sutton too, with the miscarriage thing, like interrupted, like, no, no, no. Like, and then when you do that, it's like you're in defense of that person. That's why you spoke up, because you're like, okay, I feel like I need to step in and defend that moment, right? Um, we're just saying that the children were raised right, right? Um, and then Cherie says something about Oliver, and she says, Oliver, they said something like, me too, bitch. Oliver is handsome. I thought you said something about Oliver. So everybody thinks Oliver is handsome. And then Garcelle, I think she told them, shut the hell up or something, she said to them. So kind of, lighten the mood, a little laughter, at Garcelle's oldest son's expense. I'm sure he doesn't have a problem with it. Garcelle goes with her kids to, I think it was called Ice Cream and Kicks, and this is this store, a shoe store that has all of these different sneakers in there. E- every fucking shoe, like, all going up the wall. Who's dusting those shoes off? Who's taking those shoes down and dusting them? The shoes was going up the wall. Shoes were in there over, $1,000. Garcelle was like, y'all have a budget of $500. And they were like, "Oh, okay, like okay." Probably put a cap on it because the camera was there, but I'm sure she probably was like, "I don't want to spend $500 on no fucking shoes, um, for no kid." Mm-mm. No, absolutely not. Not until you see that the child cares about the shoes. So she says one of her kids is more like, about his appearance. He's make sure things matches and stuff like that. But the other one could care less. That's how my sons are too. One, it cares, and it just comes with, I guess, maturity and their peer group, right? Because it's a signaling. They see their friends dressing a certain way. There's a little influence there, right? So that's just how it goes. And then you have the children. It's like, I have my friends, but I'm still an individual and I dress how I want to dress. None of you are going to influence my style in any way at all. So she talks about being, a single mom and how it's so important to raise compassionate, kind, sweet children, especially boys. Like that, the raising the boys to be this weird, tough, odd performance of masculinity that so many men subscribe to. It's good to see heart-centered, kind, sweet, compassionate men. Shout out to y'all. At Kyle's house, it's Hanukkah, and Dorit is there because PK isn't in London, and it's been about 5 months since when was Hanukkah? Hanukkah is in December, right? Right? Yeah, because they had the Christmas trees and everything. Yeah, it's in December, and that the break-in happened in August. So Dorita's over Kyle's house because of that. So they're going to celebrate Hanukkah. Mauricio says this is your second family. Mauricio's father, I'm about to say Mauricio's father looks just like him. Mauricio looks just like his dad. That's how Mauricio's going to look when he gets older. That is how he's going to look. I was like, "Oh my God, look at Mauricio coming through the door." Did y'all see Mauricio? Girl. And then Kyle accidentally kissed him in the mouth, and he was like, "Let's do it one more time. See, you better get away from me, old man, with your worms." And Mauricio's mom. And it was so cute when Dorit's son, he knows the history. He explained everything, and it was so cute. I got so emotional. I love kids. I fucking love kids because they're just so raw and truthful, and adults mess them up. I don't know. I got really emotional watching those kids, say do the prayers, and because they're learning. And I always think about, you know, Americans and the way that they learn about, like, Black Americans and the like, the way you learn about your history, and this idea that the school system is supposed to teach you your history. And you should be learning it at home. You should be learning about your history at home. Um, so, and there should be no expectation for the school to teach you the history of your culture. You know what I'm saying? I think it's high time that expectation is lowered, and then the responsibility is placed on your family to learn about your history and your people. You're in a school system that isn't designed for your people. It isn't designed to benefit anyone. I mean, if we really want to get down to it, it's designed to make sure you work when you're done. It's preparing you to work. Okay? And so you trying to get a school system to teach your history, it doesn't make sense. And I'm always reminded of Jewish people. I'm always reminded of different Asian cultures. They're not waiting for a school system to teach them about their history. Why would they? Right? I know you're right. Say, well, we're Americans. Well, I mean, based on the history, I'm not sure in 2022 why you're expecting that from them anyways. So I love that the kids were lighting the candles. I love that they knew their prayers and everything. I loved it. And he knew his history. I was here for it. They were like, yep, you summed it up. Diana's talking about having a full house and how her father was an orphan. I think she said her father was an orphan, and so he didn't really have a lot of family. And so she has, made a lot of family. She wants a lot of family around her. Her son was there with his girlfriend and her husband and their kid, and they were, making dinner or whatever. Um, the daughter is in England, horseback riding. She says that she would be described. Some of the women think that she's rude and cold, and she was like, cold, not, but rude, maybe, I guess. I did notice that the son propped his foot up on that girl's lap after she served him some pizza. And I didn't like the way he asked her for the pizza either. I wasn't going to like it. You don't ask like that. I'm sure Garcelle's sons probably would have asked nicer. I'm just playing. But no, for real. I did not like that, the way he asked her. And then she was rubbing his foot, and then Diana switched it and gave her foot to her son and said, this is a lady's house, girl. Right. The men in here are servants. All of them. Even the husbands. That's the one thing. I'd be like, okay, when I see like, because you always get on me about Todd and what's wrong with Todd and what's wrong with Todd. He's that's he's playing his position, just like Diana's boyfriend or husband or whatever he is to her partner. They serve their purpose. Todd serves his purpose. He does. Kyle, Cherie and Garcelle are sitting down having lunch, and they talk about the conversation with Erica at Sutton's house. And she talked about what she meant about jumping ship. And she says, Erica is going through a lot. She's drinking a lot. It was twice. It's not that big of a deal. What do you want to see from her? What do you want? See, I told you. I'm glad that thing isn't in here. It was on the outside. What do you want to see from Erica? Let me. I can't wait. Wait. I was going ahead. She's just letting her hair down, and so Garcelle says, "But you don't think that it can be like a form of alcoholism?" Here's what from what I know, what she's doing would not be considered alcoholism. It would actually be a misuse of alcohol. She's misusing alcohol, and that's not. And that, I guess you can turn around and call it alcoholism, but it can lead to alcoholism, the misuse of alcohol. That's what's happening, and I think it then leads to alcoholism. So maybe that's what Garcelle is saying, right? Because you are misusing alcohol, you are on a medication. And then Kyle was like, well, I'm on Lexapro, but I'm only on 2 milligrams. Well, you don't know how many milligrams Erica is on. Has she shared that with you? So while you jumping in based on your experience, you don't know what the milligrams is. Evidently it does something to her, because she says she changed her medication, and now she's acting crazy and mixing it with alcohol. And you are an adult, and you know that you're not supposed to drink medication, especially for your mental health, with alcohol. So you're misusing alcohol, and based on your misuse, you are exhibiting behaviors that are detrimental to people around you. And pretty soon it's going to be yourself if you don't get your shit together, Erica. So I guess that's what Garcelle is saying. I guess that's like just a dramatic statement. And then Kyle goes on to explain how saying somebody is an alcoholic or something like that, it's not really good to say. And they went back and showed how she called her sister an alcoholic, and then someone else said something about somebody else drinking alcohol. Oh, when Lisa Rinna said that Kim was about to die, she was close to dying. Lisa Rinna is a motherfucker. And they're like, Lisa, did you say that my sister was close to dying? And she was like, girl, you know what the fuck you said. Lisa Rinna ain't shit. Well, words can hurt. That's what I do know. I'm on Lexapro for anxiety. Um, don't you think we need to nip it in the bud, right? And then the conversation, we didn't see the end of the conversation. It just went on to the next scene. I don't know what the fuck, why do they do that? Cliffhanging conversations. What is that about? I guess maybe it's more natural. Like, we don't get to see the end of a quote unquote scene. We don't get to see them finish. Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, at Diana's house, she's getting her charity clothes together, and I mean, she's getting her clothes together to donate to charity. Erica shows up. She says she's not jealous, and the material things don't matter. My, do our perspectives change based on what we have access to? I said, wow, look at that. Look at Erica up there. I cannot stand that look, that burgundy look with that white hair of hers. She should have had the dark hair would have sent it. She should have had really hair probably the color of the eyeshadow and the dress. That would have really set it off, because that white hair with those smoky, what is it, burgundy wine, I don't know what to call it, wine color, merlot color eyeshadow, giving you a smoky. You look like a zombie. You look like somebody who hasn't slept. You look like me with dark circles. You look like you have dark circles under your eyes. Mine are from never sleeping as a child on up to an adult. When did I realize that sleeping was actually cool for me? Probably in the last 10 years. But before that, your girls, I was always staying up late since a baby. That's why I look like a panda. Anyways, but Erica, you did that on purpose. You did that on purpose. You look like you haven't slept in days. Like you're a hacker. What's going on? So she gets there. She says she doesn't care about them. She says, I'm not broke. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not jealous. Girl, you know you was having a ball in that closet. Then they did a recap or a flashback of Erica's closet. Girl, you might going from what you did. She's like, I'm not broke. Where's all your clothes, honey? Did you have to give them away? What happened to all them clothes, Erica Jane? Are they in storage? Are you storing all of that stuff? What happened to all of your stuff? That's what I want to know. I'm not talking about the house. I'm talking about all them bracelets and shit that was hanging up in that closet. All them fucking shoes. Where is all that stuff? What did you do with all that stuff? Because you moved into a smaller space. I know you don't have that shit in storage. You might need to do what Diana's doing here and do some donations. Anyways, Diana says she done seen it all with Sutton. She has never met anyone like Sutton. You don't want to like her. You don't have to like her. She brings out the worst in me. This was Erica said that Sutton and Garcelle last year were the most critical of her. They actually weren't critical. They were just asking questions. You just didn't want people to ask questions about what was going on, because you didn't want it to look like you were involved in any kind of way, because what you did, what your husband did and his colleagues and whoever else helped him was some raggedy fucking shit. And that's why everybody else backed away from you, right? The phone wasn't ringing. Didn't she say that a few episodes ago? The phone wasn't ringing. So it wasn't just Sutton and Garcelle. A lot of people stepped back from you and like, girl, I don't know what's going on with EJ Global, honey. We never know. LLC. Shit. Um, Sutton fights. What's she say? She's not good with Diana. You should give her the benefit of the doubt. She was very shitty to me. And then she was like, how do you get through that? And she was like, I never forget or something like that. Um again, I think we've all agreed that Diana and Sutton don't have to like each other, right? Um, Diana, oh, who calls Kyle? Kyle's putting up the snow machine. Who calls Kyle? I don't remember who called Kyle, but it was somebody calling Kyle, and Kyle had the snow machine out there for her celebration. And Sutton and Diana, they finally what? They finally meet up. What did I wrote? I just wrote Sutton and Diana. You took something away that was it was different, and she said you were harsh, and then you turn around and say sorry. Is that what she said? And then she said, I don't think, at first I thought you were clumsy with your words, but now I know that you really mean it. You're not clumsy with your words. You just really mean it. And Sutton is looking at her like, okay. Sutton says that it's messed up that she was made to believe that Diana and her were cool after that hug. I just don't understand how she thought that. I don't know if Sutton is playing a role right now, but I don't know how she could have gathered that from the end of that exchange. I don't think that anyone thinks that you and her were cool. That's weird to me. That is so weird to me. She says, I think you mean it. She says, you shoot daggers. You were provoking me. She was like, it was inappropriate. She was like, you were provoking me by, I guess, by sharing. Girl. Oh no, when she said, oh, I see that you're here. You're not on bed rest. You're here. And she says, maybe I was wrong. I was wrong. I was being sarcastic. Um, and then Sutton with these, I don't know how she wants the apology in the way, or she wants you to acknowledge, I need for you to say that you weren't right. I was like, son, if you don't get your ass out of here, I'd have been like, girl, what? I need for you, like, no, who do you think you talking to? That's what if I was Diana. Sutton is my girl, but I would be like, bitch, who the fuck you think you talking to? What do you mean you need for me to say I wasn't right? No, you weren't right. You were mocking me. And she's like, remember, it was how you said it. I was trying to bond with you. It's not genuine. She was like, you need professional help. She was like, well, maybe I don't know how to communicate with you. And she was like, well, you didn't share the miscarriage because you were trying to relate. I honestly think it was her trying to relate. And she was like, and that's not something you just tell and you just blurt out and you share with anyone, right? Do you hear yourself right now? Do you hear yourself right now? So you're the spokesperson for people with miscarriages. She was like, right now I am. Sutton, okay, right now I am. She was like, girl, you, and then Sutton turns around and tells Diana, you are delusional. You are delusional. She was like, you're fake and phony. You're the one that gave a fake hug. Um, she was like, it was fake. I thought it was, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how Sutton, because the way that Diana was with Sutton, I would have been like, girl, how did you think that was real? You really thought that I hugged you for real like that? Girl, get the fuck up out of here. It wasn't, she was like, it was 100% fake. Fake, 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 fake. It was. She was like, I couldn't wait to get it off of me. That was so funny to me. I was in here like, girl, what is she saying to her? She was like, but that's what I said to Sutton. I don't understand how you didn't think that hug was not real. Sutton, you playing a game. That's why I think Sutton is playing a game. I think Sutton is playing like, I think she's playing the bigger person game. I'm being the bigger person. I thought that hug was genuine. How could you do that to me? That wasn't right for you to make me think that that was real. How did you think that that was real? It was 100% fake. Everybody saw that it was fake. Even Kyle got up and was like, girl, let me get out of here with this fake shit. Right? Right? Okay, let's see what else is happening. She was like, shame on you. For what? For not letting you wipe your feet on me? That was a good one. I was like, what? Not wipe? I've never heard that phrase before. I never heard that. I was like, that was good. For you provoking and yelling at me. And she was like, you cut me deep. I was like, okay, they're really dramatic. Cut you deep. It's like what they're showing us and then the dialogue around the event, it never matches. Because I'm like, girl, what does Sutton say to cut you deep? Cut deep, girl? I don't know what she's talking about. She said, and it's not all good. Are we gonna move on or not? She was like, who is Sutton? Are we going to move on? What do you want to do, Sutton? Who is Sutton? What do you want to do? She's like, well, I know that I react. I'm reactionary. I know that what did she say? I have a hot head. And then I know that I'm a good friend that you know of. No, so you say. That I know. So you say. That I know. That I know. Sutton was like, do I say it again? That's what she was looking in her face. She was looking like, do I say this again? That I know. So you say. And that's how it ended. That was the name of the episode. So you say. Girl, it was a mess. Girl, Sutton, I don't know how Sutton thought that hug and that was real. There's no way that she thought that was real. I think Sutton is playing a game with us. I think she's playing a game with us. You're clumsy with your words. I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. But I didn't think that you meant it. But now I see that you do mean it. She told her she need professional help. Girl, Sutton, leave it. Leave Diana alone. Diana ain't shit. She ain't never gonna be shit. So it is what it is. I thought it was weird that Erica and Diana were having a conversation about Sutton. Like, that's not a person that you have a conversation with Sutton about. And I don't even know what kind of advice. Girl, shut up, Erica. Shut your ass up. Anyways, y'all, that's all I have to say about that. Kyle, I don't know what's going to happen next week. I forgot. What's going to happen next week. Anyways, y'all, that's it for the episode. Take care of each other. Protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.